Celtics Post-Game Live is presented by your New England Ford dealers and Ford Trucks, America's best-selling trucks for 49 years.
Final 6.5. Pritchard time. So good at the end of quarters. Is he going to do it again? Is he going to do it again? He did it again! And barks at the Sixers on the way back to the Boston huddle.
And it was a Payton Pritchard game for the ages. Here's the Celtics take the 3-1 series lead against the Philadelphia 76ers, 128-96. Your final score, Giles, Forsberg, Scal here with you. Pritchard, 32 points, 6 of 12 from 3, and obviously in that huge one at the end of the first quarter. Celtics were in control really from that point forward, but Scal, your overall thoughts?
Yeah, we played hard today, like the offensive rebounds, the defense that we played. How about that spark, though? We're not going to lose games with Pritchard playing like that.
It's unbelievable just how elevated the Celtics are when you get a bench boost like that. Thought he just changed the energy of the game completely. All that bench, though, deserves their credit for how hard they played when they were in there. I love everything about this Celtics win. We're just staying here forever. We're doing it every game now, Giles.
Well, we are in Treehouse, Greater Boston here in Tewksbury, and we've had a phenomenal night. But getting further into Payton Pritchard, just at what point do you know, all right, this is going to be a game where he can take over and he can carry much of the load the way he did tonight? And by the way, let's check out some of those highlights presented by TD Bank of the Boston Celtics, member FDIC, TD Bank NA.
Just played with force, right? Made quick decisions. You knew he was an aggressive mindset. I said it at halftime. Remember when he came off the bench and he would look in the score? He was scoring like 26 every single night. It was that Payton Pritchard, and we're going to need that. It's got to be more than just Tatum and Brown for us to win a championship. It could be different guys on different nights, but with Payton Pritchard playing like this, it does seem to make us unbeatable. Remember, we only have to win 4 out of 7 games. We need more of these games from Pritchard.
You know, when I went back and watched game 2, I was just struck. Like, it didn't seem like he was driving the ball. Even when he did get to the basket, he wasn't kind of muscling and creating space the way that he normally does. Tonight felt much more like the prototypical Pritchard night. And you throw in a buzzer beater as well, and all of a sudden off you go. So if you get this version of Pritchard or anything close to it, the Celtics are untouchable.
Yeah, you kind of looked at the box score too when they had that 34-18 lead at the end of the first quarter. And it was Payton Pritchard, right? Jayson Tatum, Jaylen Brown were kind of felt like at that point letting the game come to them. And Scally talked about the assists before the game. You saw Jayson Tatum put up 10 assists, 11 assists in this one. So they were distributing the ball, but they were finding the open guy, and Pritchard happened to be that guy.
Yeah, in the first half, that ball was popping everywhere. But also remember the offensive rebounds. You can't discredit that. Extra possessions. Remember, Philly had none. If Joe's always talking about the shot margin, Celtics won the shot margin today. They dominated in the first half, and that carried through to the second.
Okay, and as a result, the Celtics with a 3-1 series lead in this one. Joel Embiid obviously made his return. He got off to a pretty good start for them. I think he scored their first 8 points.
He scored points, but he didn't impact the game. He didn't impact them positively.
Did it change the way they play?
Felt like it, right? Like, I just didn't feel like they had the same zip. Like, when Maxey could take over even like a small segment of the game, you feel that. When Edge starts getting going, you feel that. But, like, I don't know if they were just more deferential, trying to get him going or whatnot, but especially the way the Celtics went at him defensively, it just felt different.
I thought defensively, his lack of rebounding, which has always been a problem in the playoffs, was the biggest issue. Offensively, you can figure out how to score. Everybody can. He's a talented player. But defensively, and our offensive rebounds, that was the differentiator. And when he was in the game, it just felt like he was a step slow. Remember, you can work on your game. You can shoot. You can do whatever. Rebounding the ball is a physical war. You're not going to be able to do that when you're sitting out. It's a thing that Embiid has struggled with in the playoffs. Another night of him not being quick to the ball.
Okay, so 26 points, 10 rebounds, 6 assists for Joel Embiid. So the numbers look pretty good. But again, the Celtics were in complete control of this game from the start. And you go all the way to the finish, and you look at the way they finished from 3, 24 threes in this game. Chris, what did you think of the 3-point shooting?
Is that a playoff record?
it was a franchise, but not quite the NBA record. Gotcha. NBA record's 25. Chris, what did you think?
Still, I mean, again, we fretted the way the Celtics had so many good looks the other night and didn't knock them down. And then tonight, when you get, whether it's Pritchard activated or everyone is just making those threes, it's just a different team. And so I like the shots they got when the Celtics are knocking down their threes. And if they go 20+ threes, I don't know how teams hang with them offensively. And I think we knew that the Sixers just don't have enough offensive overall to compete with a team like that.
Yeah, but also 20+ threes, a lot of those are 3 offensive rebounds, another 3. We had 4 on one play. So we'll take those shots. You want attempts, but the margins are important. So I think this game, it's great that guys stepped up and made shots, and that's what you want, and the ball movement, but rebounding is the name of the game. If you rebound at a high clip, you have a really high percentage chance of winning that game.
And look, what a luxury when Tatum has like a quiet first half by his standards, and then he has a spurt in the third quarter where he just dominates. I mean, that's such a luxury.
Jayson Tatum finishing with 30 points, so him and Jaylen Brown combined for 50 in this game. Speaking of Jaylen Brown, he's standing by with Abby Chin back in Philadelphia.
Jaylen, when did you find out that Joel Embiid was going to play, and what impact did that have?
Probably about 45 minutes before the game. Didn't have any impact. We just wanted to come out and do what we've been doing, play a little bit faster, and get to our spots.
He certainly did that. Payton Pritchard carried this team in that first half. How would you describe, I know he's your guy, his performance tonight?
Big-time performance, big-time player. You know, Payton's been doing that all season long. If you don't pay attention to him, he could light you up. So kudos to him. But, that's the type of performance we needed from our teammates. Big guys, everybody stepped up in the first half, and it helped propel us to victory.
And then you and Jayson got going in the third. What started that for you?
Just finding some rhythm. You know, didn't have my legs, my explosion. Just nursing my ankle a little bit, but we were able to find some spots, find some wiggle room, and knock down some shots.
Did you guys hear the "We Want Boston" chants from all the Celtics fans in here?
How could you not? How could you not? You know, Celtics fans, we travel well, so you know, we got another win to kind of finish this thing up back at home. So make sure everybody show up.
Jaylen, thank you. Congrats.
Thank you.
All right, thank you, Abby. So again, Jaylen Brown, 20 points in this one to go with 7 rebounds as the Celtics get the 128-96 win. As you're taking a look at the Zenni game recap presented by Zenni Optical, official eyewear of the Boston Celtics. We've got plenty to get to. Celtics postgame live just getting started. We'll be right back.
Celtics Postgame Live is presented by Ford Blue Advantage, certified pre-owned car buying built for you. Shop the expansive collection at your New England Ford dealers.
It was years ago, like Forsberg had just started growing that mustache. Right. It was so long ago because the Celtics never lose.
Like this mullet.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's
you and Baylor.
Fresh.
The Celtics feel like they never lose when Pritchard hits one of those buzzer beaters. You can feel the team rallying around plays like that.
I mean, he's playing aggressive. We knew if you read lips after he made that shot.
What did he say, Scal?
Take that, man. Potty Mount P. Yo, my man Nick from Lowell earlier here, he said, you got to say Pritchfork. That's a Pritchfork right to the heart of Philadelphia.
Pritchfork.
That's a new one. Yeah, but I'm going to talk about the bench because, again, them playing the way that they are, being ready. You saw it from Vooch. You see it from Baylor Shireman. You saw it from Garza.
Jordan Walsh
on that hustle.
Glass.
Especially when you add a guy like Joel Embiid into this, you would think, okay, this adds a different layer, which it does. But how impressed are you with the bench being able to do
So I think we knew, right? I think the rotation got crunched a little bit in game 2, and it's like, I don't know if that's the best version of the Celtics. When they lean into their best player, like the depth that they have, has been the best version. And getting that energy from Garza, Jordan Walsh coming in and chasing Maxey and doing all the Jordan Walsh stuff. It just feels like the Celtics are they just have a better energy when the bench is getting more minutes.
So everyone talks about adjustments, right? The only adjustment is, I think Joe Mazzulla challenged everybody. Go out there and earn your minutes. And you can see how many times we're crashing the offensive glass. That has been the big difference. And those, you crash offensive rebounds, you get extra shots, and it's a backbreaker to the other team.
That Jordan Walsh offensive rebound where he split the two guys, he looked like a defensive tackle going after that ball. It was amazing, remarkable effort. And the Celtics had, I think, 3 or 4 offensive rebounds on that one trip alone.
Yep.
The effort is amazing. That's what we saw all season from the Celtics. Just watch, I think Jordan Walsh should have been drafted in the first round the other night with the effort he showed on this one single possession. I can't even remember which shot it was where Jordan Walsh had this offensive rebound. But just keep an eye on 2-7 with this corner crash. Like, that is ridiculous effort. And that's what the Celtics have done all season. Remember, in the first 3 games of the year, including the opener against this Philadelphia team, we're looking around thinking, are they going to be able to get a rebound all season? And you fast forward to today, they're a top 5 rebounding team on both sides of the floor. It's just remarkable, and it's because of plays like that.
The other thing that you did mention, Scal, pregame is when Joel Embiid gets back into the picture, it does make things look differently for the 76ers, and not necessarily in the greatest way. I look at Tyrese Maxey, 7 points, only 2 of 3. 3. So is it almost taking away from the other guys like the VJ Edgecombe, like the Tyrese Maxeys when Embiid is out there?
So I don't like to do that. Say, when if you're a star player and Embiid comes back, that's up to Maxey to be the guy. That's not Embiid's fault. Maxey should be more aggressive. But, you know, Embiid came out, actually exactly what Forsberg said. There's a little jolt from the crowd, but from that moment on, it was like that's all he had. And then he had to pick, I'm going to be an offensive player or a defensive player. And with Embiid out there, they're not rebounding the ball.
And you could tell, right? Like, he had the first 8 points, but it was over 6 minutes. And it just felt like they weren't getting the sort of offensive jolt that they normally had. And so, look, I think the Celtics will absolutely live with this version of Embiid out there. Got him a little energy out of the gate, has not been able to sustain it.
And he got Nemi in foul trouble, too, and it just didn't matter because of what we've talked about this entire show, which is the Celtics' depth. It's out of control how many guys the Celtics can throw out.
I was going to be curious about that. Will Nemi Keita get into foul trouble early? If he does, what do the other guys do? And you see it from the bench, both Vooch and Garza with 4 points contributing here tonight. Let's check out the first half stats, though, because right now, Celtics 50, Sixers 38. Scally. Well, your wife is here, Mrs. Scally, so that's why I called you Scally.
She bounced.
Shout out, Kristen. What stands out to you?